Mania. The weather got the memo today as tens of thousands of fans packed the city in perfect conditions for the annual parade. The Swans and Lions have wrapped up their final preparations ahead of tomorrow's dream matchup that's 125 years in the making. Diehards from Sydney and Brisbane are making the pilgrimage to Melbourne, catching planes, trains and automobiles to get here, while pubs and bars across the city are gearing up for a bumper long weekend. We have reporters standing by tonight with every angle of the blockbuster game covered. First to Rebecca Madden inside the MCG, and Beck, the AFL couldn't have scripted a better lead-up to the big game.
Hello, Mitch, and good evening, everybody. Well, Melbourne is at fever pitch in the countdown to tomorrow's opening bounce. The turf behind me, it couldn't look any better. And while the MCG is empty now, this time tomorrow, around 100,000 fans will be toasting the 2024 premiers. Well, footy fans got their early fix at today's Grand Final parade, where there were tears for Sydney's captain. Nick McCallum kicks off tonight's coverage.
They may be two interstate teams, but they were made to feel at home by thousands of die-hard old South Melbourne Swans.
And I couldn't change. When they went to Sydney, I tried, but I couldn't do it.
And we love our South Melbourne supporter base down here.
And by thousands of devoted old Fitzroy Lions.
Oh my God, I'm so anxious, but we're here again and hopefully this is the ultimate story of redemption.
It's awesome every time we come down to Melbourne and try to connect back with us Fitzroy supporters, and we know how much it means to them.
Hey! 8-year-old Willow on a mission.
Because I really want to see Isaac Heaney.
Why?
Because he's my crush.
Injured Swans captain Callum Mills missed the parade, but helped later at training. His loss tomorrow deeply felt.
Me and him had a cry after the news on Wednesday afternoon, and but as soon as that was done, and the way Millsy would want it is just moving on.
Loved up, but this weekend will test Brett and Tracy.
We're going to win. Swannies are going to win.
No comment.
You think your relationship can survive this?
Not too sure.
I just bleed red and white. I just love them. I just love them.
I sometimes have to tell her, settle down, man. It's good.
You're worried what's going to happen to her?
No, worried what's going to happen to other people. Go boys! Come on, Brisbane!
Just beautiful. They're just like another family. I love them.
But even more fanatical,
Come on, Swans!
Bronco has flown in from Nauru, population 10,000, to watch his team in front of 10 times that.
Have you seen a game live before?
No, this is my first time to watch them in the MCG. Yeah.
How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, it's so exciting.
The parade left the tennis precinct for Birrarung Ma, then turned towards the G. And then there was a mass exodus. Fans from all along the route converged on Yarra Park for the presentation of the players and that cup to the crowd.
Don't let them in!
The spirit summed up by a Scot, here for his very first AFL game.
Just the enjoyment factor. The Swans make me happy.
Go Lions!
Let's go!
Nick McCallum, 7 News.
The city's hotels and pubs will be jammed-packed for the ultimate footy weekend. Blake Johnson is at Billy Bell's Hotel in South Melbourne. Hi, Blake. Business is already booming.
Beck, no local team, no worries, it seems, for so many of our venues this weekend. One pub owner reckons this weekend could be his biggest in decades. And the competing clubs are going well too. Brisbane Lions say in the last 2 days they've sold $120,000 of merch from their pop-up store in Fitzroy. And the weather is finally playing its part, welcoming tens of thousands of interstaters. Tonight, we're showing them how a grand final party is done. A turnout at training that would have Victorian clubs thrilled, but these teams are visiting. Lions and Swans settling in, a last MCG run before tomorrow's grand final, and a last chance for fans.
I like Luke Parker because he has the same name as me and he's a good player.
They're filling pubs already. The London Tavern, usually a home for Richmond. Tonight, it's Sydney's.
Atmosphere today's pumping. It's crazy here.
Blake, I think in our 100 years of being in pubs, this will be our biggest weekend.
Hotels are also loving visitors, reporting a 4% increase on occupancy tonight compared to Grand Final Eve last year.
You spent $1,000 on what? Yeah, on a ticket to the game tomorrow, so not too much. But looking online, they're normally around 2,000, something like that.
So you got it cheap, you think?
Yeah, but not a bargain, but I'm happy with it.
The Osborne Hotel's Grand Final Day is almost sold out, and they're planning an after party.
Last year we had Collingwood attend the venue, which is brilliant. This year we've had chats. Can't really say too much, but we're excited about one of the teams coming.
Worlds collided at Crown, where broadcasters, footballers, Olympians and fans mingled at a $400 a head lunch.
Do you get nerves for the big games, especially the grand final?
Absolutely you do. I've been lucky enough to play in one and win one, and genuinely, on the boundary, I actually feel like I've played a game of footy because you ride every little bump and groove and the emotions with the players and the coaches down there at ground level, so it's pretty cool.
Abby Holmes filmed an exclusive segment with Katy Perry. We'll see her test the singer's sport knowledge during tomorrow's broadcast.
And the Falcon. Falcon is when you cop a footy smack bang in the face, like it hurts.
Oh, yeah, this thing is heavy.
Oh, I've had a few in my career and it's not fun.
And after requesting it on 7 News...
Pesto! I want to kiss Pesto!
Katy Perry got her wish, mostly. No kissing, instead meeting Pesto the Penguin at Sea Life.
Can you wish me luck for Saturday? It's a pretty big game.
Big numbers too at the airport. 118,000 passengers today, the busiest in more than 4 years.
We're bringing it home. We're coming back to get what's ours.
It's a long way to come from Newcastle if you don't win.
No, well, if you don't support, you may as well not be a member.
I've come from Darwin. Yeah, my parents paid for my ticket. They know I love the Swans.
The logos on the wing and the MCG centre circle are fresh. Tonight, the paint on the turf is settling, but the fans are just getting started.
Honest to God. He was checking me out today during the parade. He's got a girlfriend. I'm married. I don't know. It was a lot.
Blake Johnson, 7 News.
A major story is developing in the Brisbane Lions camp. Chief Football reporter Mitch Cleary has exclusive details from the team hotel. Mitch, there's set to be a bombshell twist after the game tomorrow.
Well, Beck, we can tell you tonight that speculation is mounting that Brisbane spearhead Joe Daniher is considering his AFL future after tomorrow's grand final. It's understood the 30-year-old has spoken to those close with him in recent weeks about whether he will play on in season 2025. Daniher is contracted for next year, but those at the club have made no secret in the past as to how much he enjoys living his life in the northern New South Wales beaches, 2 hours outside of Brisbane. Daniher looms as one of the most important Lions in tomorrow's game at the MCG. Here tonight, the Lions will spend their third straight evening in Melbourne ahead of the game tomorrow. There'll be 2 separate buses from the Lions Hotel to the ground tomorrow. One 2 hours before the game, the other 2.5 hours before the game. Just giving the players the option as to whether they and how early they like to get to the ground. Then it's into action and game mode, trying to make amends for last year's heartache at the hands of Collingwood. Beck?
Perfect. Thank you so much, Mitch. Now to Kate Massey with the Swans tonight. Kate, Sydney also has a point to prove on grand final day.
Well, Beck, they're absolutely seeking redemption from their 2022 grand final loss to the Cats. Now, instead of talking footy tonight, they will be keeping it very quiet, spending the time with their friends and their family. It is then tomorrow around midday, they will catch a bus to the MCG. Now, the SCG has a live site for people in Sydney wanting to watch the game, but if you are in Melbourne and you don't have a ticket, the Rising Sun Hotel is the place to be. It is the Swans' home pub here in Melbourne. Now, they are expecting to catch a charter flight on the Sunday. If they are successful, that will be quite a flight. It is then they will present their Premiership Cup to their players. But plenty happening here in Sydney. There's been fans in Melbourne, rather. There's been fans here at their hotel, the Como, all day, Beck. So we're expecting much of the same tomorrow.
Indeed. Thank you so much, Kate. Now for the all-important weather forecast. Let's bring in 7 meteorologist Jane Bunn. Jane, how's it looking for all the barbecues tomorrow and, of course, the opening bounce?
Beck, I don't think we could ask for better conditions for tomorrow's AFL Grand Final. It should be about 7 degrees warmer than what we experienced today. There's lots of sunshine. It should be about 22 as we have that opening bounce. Now, it is likely to be in our top 20 warmest Grand Finals, but not quite reaching the heights of last year where it was 30 degrees. But a lot better than the last time Fitzroy and South Melbourne met back in 1899, where it was just 14 and there was lots of rain. But tomorrow, Melbourne is actually having better weather. It's warmer than both Brisbane and Sydney. So really, you wouldn't want the Grand Final anywhere else but the MCG, Beck.
Of course not. Thank you very much, Jane. And guess what? This is the cup the Swans and the Lions will be fighting for tomorrow here at 2:30. Sydney is chasing its first AFL premiership since 2012, while Brisbane hasn't tasted the ultimate success since the club's three-peat more than 20 years ago. Mitch, it's heavy, this one. Tim Watson will have more from the G shortly in sport. But for now, it is back to you in the studio.
Rebecca